Oh. Okie doke. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. We are live now.
Let us know in the chat if you can hear us nice and clearly. We're about to get underway.
Yeah, hopefully so. It's Austria versus France in the cloth mixed category. It's day one of the European Dodgeball Championships. Chris O'Reilly here, joined by Brew Cousins. Brew, exciting, and we've been promised an intense game here in the mixed category.
A nail biter, I hope. We have France, who have won the Junior Euros most recently, and a lot of new young talent coming through into the team.
And I had a chance to see the French players play in the mixed earlier against Czechia, and that was also an intense game. A draw in the end, where Czechia came from 6 points behind twice to snatch the draw in the end. I think one of those games where both teams probably came out of it quite relieved to get the draw, but also now it's not exactly in their own hands. It's a chase for points, a chase for sets in order to finish in the top two.
And you don't want to be chasing the Austrian Eagles.
Exactly, and that's part of the equation in here. The Austrian Eagles, the reigning European and world champions in this category, and a plethora of amazing players, which you know all too well, Brew.
Yes, I've been on the receiving end of some of their throws in the past. So we've seen an early out for Leitinger there, and Mitterrauer with a post throw on Castagna to send him to the outbox. Also now France actually down to 3 players, with Dupuis heading to the outbox 2. Running counter, no, they choose to.
And a crucial out for the Austrians early to get Dupuis out. Him and Pregame on the wings have really been running the show. They're so mobile, really pushing the play. And I think maybe doing a chance to do onto Austria what Austria do onto others, in terms of really squeezing them and making life uncomfortable for the opposition.
Up the court and trying to take ownership of the court, especially that middle ground which is shared between both teams.
After a little pause there, back underway, and early advantage to the Austrians. Great catch.
Nicky Kremser moving down and to the left to take a catch from Anois. Double ball underneath Natalie. Running counter from Pregame is blocked by Mitterrauer, who does a push pass, but he gets hit out by Natalie.
One of those situations when you're 6 against 2, I think you can afford to try that in the neutral area. A little bit of a risky exchange, didn't quite come off.
What was that from Katy Weber? She went down to the ground to make a dodge, and then the second one coming in, catching it on her backside, bringing her team back to 6 players in. Pregame unable to secure the first ball, so that counts as a hit. Even though he was going for the catch there on purpose, he didn't make it, so that's a hit.
That's it, first 2 points for the Austrians. It felt like there were a couple of momentum shifters in that first set alone. France definitely in this game. They're coming in as the underdogs against the Austrians based on pure reputation alone. And in those situations, if you go down to your quality against the opposition's quality, it's going to be a tough day at the office. So they're needing to take some risks, the French team, early doors, and an entertaining start to this game.
Yeah, 2 big catches from Nicky Kremser and Katy Weber in the middle for the Austrian Eagles. Schmidt is out from the runoff. He must have done a foot fault going over the centre line while challenging for the middle ball. Double counter successfully blocked by Teysa in the middle, 94.
A little bit of a miscommunication there between the wings for France. One too many balls given away.
Dupuis just using the court to its absolute maximum there. He hopped back. Oh no, he was a line foul. He's touched himself onto the line there, unfortunately.
Quite literally living on the edge. We saw that against Czechia earlier as well. A great dodger, but sometimes just sneaking a little bit of his foot over the line, as we saw there.
Disguised throw from Leitinger straight down the wing. He wasn't looking, but it touched down on the ground before anywhere near to Castagna. Pregame putting it wide. Oh, you got to love that split dodge jump from Dupuis.
Dupuis you've seen as an excellent dodger, but also very willing to take the catches, and nearly pulled off a couple of spectacular ones earlier in the day. Feels like there's strong catching on both sides in the middle for these 2 teams, and we've seen from the Austrians already.
Pregame just testing Mitterrauer there. He just let it glide past him. Hit first on Castagna. He wasn't able to make that catch before the first ball that hit him went onto the floor and became dead. So he's taken a walk to the outbox. High pressure from Leitinger, who gets himself out from the cross court from Prudhomme.
Very good vision there from Prudhomme. A lot of pressure being put on the opposite wing by Leitinger. Left himself just a little bit open though.
Fantastic movement from 18 Dupuy. She dives down and to the left to get out of the way of the throw from Nikki Kremser. Running counter.
Oh, great catch.
Oh, lovely stuff.
All of a sudden, game and this set turned on its head. France finding their rhythm, bringing Dupuy back in as well, which is crucial as they try to finish off this set and get a couple of points on board. Great block there in mid-court by Dupuy. Well, the referee's going to check and see whether maybe there was a hit.
That bounced first. And what happens when the referees pause play, they'll often call in the assistant referees, try and make the correct call, see if everybody saw it clearly, and they're calling a block there.
Yeah,
so they're
like
restarting the play from the back of court. Now they're stepping on and we're back in play. Oh,
lovely stuff. Prudhomme finding his range now, taking these Austrian wingers out one by one.
Wow. You saw a noise there, just jumping and kicking her feet out up and to the right, getting over the shot of Neuberger. Again down and to the left from Dupuy, getting out of the way of the power throw from Nikki Kremser.
At this point, France just happy to play down the clock. 12 seconds left in this set. Happy to stay
Running
in control.
Counter on the right-hand side. Kremser out from that. And they don't need to do anything now, even though it's play 3. Will they release 3? They're going to release 4.
Oh,
ouch.
That felt a little bit unnecessary, but also good to finish off the other team. And there we have it, 2 points apiece.
Yeah,
France settling in nicely.
I think these opening games, what we've seen is the catches turning them. It's been the team with who have made the catches that have come out on top. So we're 2 apiece now in the score as we look to start the third set in the next 5 seconds.
Uncontested rush there. Castagna, he didn't start the first game against Czechia, came in during the second half, did a fantastic job, seems to have played his way into the starting team and has a big role to play, particularly now that Prudhomme has been taken out on the left wing for France.
Nice gazelle hop from Stefan Leitinger on the right-hand side of the screen as you look at it in the white. Now it's France in the blue coming up the court with 3 balls. An early pre-throw, manages to hit out his counter winger on the other side. And Mitterrand doing what he does best there, which is to bait a 4th ball, or the extra ball from the other team, sorry. Schmidt hit by the pre-throw, but Castagna is punished for releasing early by Mitterrand. And that trade is worth it for the Austrian Eagles in white, the far side of the court.
A bit of trouble now for the French. They're going to need something big, going to need a catch. We've seen their dodging ability so far in this game. We'll see if Dupuy on the left-hand side can come up with a big catch.
Yeah, a strategically placed cannon thrown by Leitinger just to the side of a noise so that she couldn't catch that easily. Dupuy's electing to jump but then having to duck to get underneath those while she's mid-air. Another little jump up court and Mitterrand doing what he does best, that gazelle hop.
Here.
5v1 in Austria's favour currently. They're going to release just the 1. Dupuy's just wasting a ball back, so it's on the Austrian Eagles to throw again. She's looking for a catch, as indicated by dropping the ball last time around. And again, she drops this time. But the Austrian Eagles are wise to that, and they've thrown it down into the side of her and finished it with a counter.
Kremser with a little apology there, a little bit too close for comfort, but overall a very confident set from the Austrians. Dupuy, as the last woman standing for France herself, quite comfortable in that situation against quite a heavy hitting team, looking for her chances, and that was the chance to take with a shot going straight to the body. No luck for her though, and it's Austria back on top.
That's right, the score now 4-2 in Austria's favour. Middle ball won by Castagna. France are just going to take a moment, make a call, press up the court. It's released from the middle. Max Metz ducking down underneath it, new sub for Austrian Eagles, and Stefan Leitinger diving down to the ground and to the left to get out of the way of Dupuy's shot just now. Oh, Max Metz slams it down the middle and they get the ball back off the hit. They're 6-5 up in terms of players on court right now.
A lovely pair of hits there, and crucial for Austria to take control of this set as well. A lot of the focus seemed to be on Dupuy, which was a little bit of a distraction technique to take out the man in the middle initially from the Austrians, and from there once again now 6-4 up and with a lot of power.
Yeah, you
Dupuy looks the counter.
You heard that one coming off the block there, didn't you? Pump fakes at the back line. And the extra ball coming in just to make sure as that initial after throw was popped up in the air. Leitinger said, no, you're not going to get a catch off that, I'm going to hit you out again.
Dupuy out as well, accepting his fate there. Leitinger beginning to light up this match now. He's eased his way into the game.
Two balls released on Katie Weber, who made her body a small target. Two balls absolutely slammed down the right-hand side of the court as you look at it then. And what is Natalie going to do? She's going to make sure she's safe, so she has an extra ball in her hands.
Oh, smart play, Natalie!
A bit of a trick shot, and the crowd loves that one.
I absolutely love from the Austrian crowd as well. Natalie popping that ball, a little bit of a distraction technique, and then firing in the second to take out one of the 6 players on court for Austria. Only 5 left to go. If she's got that up her sleeve, it'll be interesting to see what else she's got.
Finishing it off with a double running counter. Mitterauer the first to make the hit, and high up in the head of Natalie.
That's it, a 2-set lead now for Austria, and you know, for this mixed team, they came off the back of a massive win in their opening game, winning 37-3 against Switzerland. In those kind of situations, Brew, when you've had a fairly comfortable opening game and now you know it's going to be a lot tougher this time around, the French team coming out hard from the start. What are the kind of things that the Austrians will do to actually get into that mind space of, okay, now the championship really begins for us?
Well, you've got to be ready. You've got to be ready. Mindset is an important thing, as you touched on, but you've got to be physically ready as well. You've got to be warm. You've got to have your body already moving well. So in your warm-up, you've got to make sure that any movement that you might be trying to do on the court, whether that be a jump, a duck, a dive, you should have done it in your warm-up as well. A power throw from Max Metz down the middle, but he is met with an after throw, so that's one apiece, but then there was an extra hit out.
Ainou's taken out in the middle for France. Interesting to see here that the French wingers have swapped positions. Dupuy coming on the left wing now. Prudhomme was on the right hand side, maybe trying to open up Dupuy a little bit. He is their most maybe extravagant attacking player, but being pinned down by Stefan Leitinger in the opening few sets, trying his luck now down the left hand side.
There's a tremendous amount of hits that are connecting on the right hand side of the court as you're looking at it, and a lot of those are coming from Stefan Leitinger.
No surprises
they're
there.
Just trying to match him.
Yep.
Oh, 2 pre-throws in at the same target. Very accurate. Oh, what a dive. Pancaked on the floor. You've got to love to see that. Fantastic dodge.
So good. Double Dupuy on the court now for France.
Numbers 1 and 18. They've made a call. They're going to go up together. Play 2 is called. They're going to have to release 1, 2. Both at Mitterauer, and he evades them with agility.
They're looking comfortable now, Austria, but this can be turned around quickly. We saw it earlier. Big catch. Oh, there is a big catch.
Absolutely loved that split jump to get away from it, but then a fantastic tombstone catch while rolling backwards by Weber.
Yeah, Katrin Weber has made a name for herself as one of the best players in women's dodgeball over the years, and showing just why with that play.
And finished off with a double running counter. Max Metz, the beneficiary of the amazing catch comes back in and gets a hit to close out that set.
So after an early wobble there for Austria, losing 2 points in the second set, they've regained control. The sets are quite interesting. You know, France are finding their way into it early enough. They're getting 1 or 2 hits, but the efficiency from this Austrian side at the moment is completely spot on. They're picking their targets early. They're taking out one or both of the wings quite early, and then just controlling the set from there. We've seen 3 sets in a row now where it's one player against 4 or 5 Austrians, and that can get very tiring as a team that ends up with one player and over again.
Seems like the strategy with having 42 in for Austria is for him to take the throws from the middle initially at the start of the set and aim for the male player in the middle for France, who is without a ball to block and defend themselves with.
And looks like that middle player, as you mentioned, is being changed. So Anouz is coming in for the French. He did start their game earlier on. Nolan Anouz, one of 3 Anouzes. I'm not 100% sure if they're all siblings. I will assume so. There's a lot of family affairs between both of these teams. We saw on the women's side mother and daughter playing side by side earlier, but Anouz in the centre and surviving.
Right? Cool, Nick. Yeah. Fantastic stuff. Oh, what a leap by Prudhomme. Challenging Leitinger and actually skimming one off his arm there.
Little fist bump as well from Prudhomme. He was happy with that.
That was high from Max Metz, and Neubauer hits out in the face, but there's a reflection catch by Anna Maria Polony.
Exactly, brilliant play to make that shot initially, but it's brought Stefan Leitinger back in, so maybe not the best result after all.
Did you see how Anouz just folded into nothing?
He is a very flexible young man.
It wasn't quite enough though. They tracked the dodge really well. Perhaps they knew he was capable of folding himself into nothing, and they thought, we'll try and skim one along the ground.
Go even lower.
Just a hit. Ouch.
Is that a catch back? It is indeed. Dupuis with a catch, bringing Prudhomme back in. A crucial turnaround. We saw that earlier in the set.
Yeah, there was a fantastic post throw from the left wing to hit out nets as well. Oh, great tracking from Prudhomme to hit out Leitinger as he dove down to his left, and now it's up to Weber and Marie Polony, who's caught out by 18, Dupuis, and then a strike from Prudhomme, who's having a bit of luck now that he's moved to the right wing.
That's it. Back on the board, France, and that swap of wings has really worked out a charm. I think the initial idea for it was maybe to open up Dupuis in the left wing for France, but Prudhomme really holding his own, and even better, taking out Leitinger not once but twice in that last set. And Stefan Leitinger having some words with the referees about something that may have happened. They're not 100% sure. We're a little too far away to see, but yeah, that change of wingers has really opened up things for France, and back on the board with another 2 points. They'll be feeling like they're in this match now.
100%. They've got to have a good feeling when you take some points off the triple world champions, the Austrian Eagles. And then the chant goes up for the Blues. Soak in the atmosphere here in Limerick.
Definitely among the loudest groups, I would say. The France will be up there, probably with the Dutch, from what I've seen so far. I think your beloved Northern Ireland, they ramp it up the further they go into the tournament. They save themselves for the knockout rounds, huh?
Absolutely.
No need to waste it on day one.
Now it's the Blues with a one-player advantage. They're pressing up the court with 3 balls. Released from the middle, smashes out Weber. Dupuis releases on Metz, who just does a gazelle hop over the ball, tucking his feet up behind him as he goes. Single ball, bit of a concealed release from Leitinger, managing to hit out Prudhomme on the wing there. Looked like
a little shift up in the pace.
Yeah. Fantastic movement from 42 Metz there, just going one way and then the other, putting doubt into the minds of the 2-ball release from France. And there's another hit on the right wing there. It's a noise going to the outbox this time.
Well, Anu's maybe overstretching himself there as well, looking for the as Metz shows there's many ways to dodge a ball. Max Metz, probably one of the more experienced players. He's still got hops, that's for sure. And chance here for Austria to put the squeeze on by the opposite. Stefan Leidinger has taken out Dupuis, winning that one-on-one battle. Not something you see every day, and that opens things up. Dupuis now going out to the left-hand side again to take on Metz.
Meanwhile, it was the ladies on the right-hand side to make the hit. Fantastic play from France. Dupuis hit out as she did a knee-tuck jump.
Poligny doing well there to keep him trapped, yeah. There we go.
And another hit for Natalie, leaving Maria Poligny in on her own.
A real squad effort from this French team as they take the set. 2 in a row for Team France.
And they're gaining momentum here.
And looking quite comfortable. The body language now has really settled down. There was a little bit of hectic energy, a bit of chaotic energy at the beginning. We also saw that in their game against Czechia, which maybe got in their way a little bit as the game wore on, and they maybe lost a bit of that vibe. But here, the body control is clear to see. They're settled in, they're enjoying this challenge, they're enjoying being the underdogs, and so far the scoreboard suggests that there's not too much in it as we go into the 92nd set.
The pressure's on the reigning champions, that is the Austrian Eagles in the white. Oh, nice jump by Buda, and the block broken for Mitterauer there. Fantastic power shown from Prudhomme.
A few changes in this Austrian squad. They've brought Leidinger out, which is quite interesting. And Csaba Smith coming back in. Metz now on the opposite wing to where he was operating before. A lot of pressure on him as he's taken out, and Smith as well, but the catch! And Mitterauer back in. 2 men out, but 1 back in and keeping the Austrian hopes alive here in this final set of the half.
Great awareness from Poligny there. Oh, fantastic leap from Prudhomme, who just kicks his feet up and to the left, getting them out of the way. Fantastic athleticism.
The control of the bodies, particularly in the mid-court, the neutral area, is so impressive from this French team. It is getting on the nerves of the Austrians.
They've just levelled the 1-player deficit they had. It's 4v4. They're going to recollect that ball.
13 seconds left as well.
Oh, another athletic leap from Prudhomme. Will Mitterauer release? Yes. And he gets the hit? Yes. But he's avenged by his teammate Dupuis. Pushing for a last-second hit, but it's a tie. The end of that 90-second set, there is 3 players on apiece, which means they will take 1 point apiece, and that takes the overall score as we go into half-time to 7 for France, 9 for Austria.
We were promised shortly before the game by Austrian assistant coach Max Golda that we were going to have an intense match here, and it has delivered. What I'm really impressed with the French team is how they've come back, though. They lost a few sets on the trot, looked like it might have been getting away from them, and when you're playing against the triple world champions, the reigning champions in Europe and the world, you'd imagine that, okay, maybe it's just not going to be our day today, but they managed to regroup, get a couple of sets back, and they're well in this game, just a 2-point deficit.
100%. Yeah, both teams taken on water now. We'll have a 5-minute pause before we recommence for the second half. If you're new to dodgeball, there are 3 different ways you can go out. The first being hit by a ball, the second, your throw being caught by the opposition, and the third, a line infringement. That is to say, you touch the lines on the side or at the back, or go over the attack line at the front of the court.
And we saw early in this set the French team getting themselves out on a couple of occasions with those line faults, maybe these unforced errors, which in their previous game, the draw against Czechia, came back to haunt them a little bit, but in this game they managed to put that problem away quite early. We saw it right at the beginning, but as the half progressed, they've really managed to stay in court, keep themselves alive as much as possible, and that's definitely helped in terms of keeping themselves in this game.
When you come to a big international tournament, one thing you want to really clamp down on is unforced errors. Getting called out for an invalid attempt or for a line fault is something you really want to try and eradicate from your game, especially if you're going to try to play at the elite level that is the European Championships.
Shall we take a short break for ourselves for a minute or so to
We
catch
will
our
be
breath?
rejoining you for the second half in just a moment. And we are back for the second half of France versus Austria in the mixed cloth category. It's a group stage game here at the European Championships in Limerick. First ball released at Schmidt, who bends his body out of the way. There's a reply from Pregame on Leitinger, but it doesn't connect. Mitterauer slams out Natalie, and it's 6v4.
Yeah, during the halftime, we had a chance to look at some of the stats here, which Playback Review have given us, and we mentioned an awful lot during the game on the French side, Chad Prudhomme, and he has been very, very busy. We see him at the top man in terms of taking hits, dishing them out as well, more than anyone else on this court. He's just dished out another one. He's been involved heavily, and his survival rate not the greatest, but that is really because he's been a target from the opposition as well. And then wing battle with Csaba Smith at the moment, but also with Leitinger along as this game has gone on. Whereas for the Austrians, Max Metz, the main man, shortly behind him rather, is Katrin Weber as well, both heavily involved in the attack, and crucially with Weber a 50% survival rate, so she is staying in the game, and that feels like an important thing as this match will wear on.
100%. And what you touched on there with Prudhomme being a target for the Austrian Eagles, of course he's going to be. If he's the one who's making most of the hits, it makes sense that they would want to target him. 57 on the left hand side of the screen as you're viewing it, far side of the court. Oh! Did you see the way she bent her legs in the jump there to get away from the ball? Fantastic stuff from Nikki Kremser.
Well, in a sport which seems to be continually getting more powerful. It's great to see the dodging element of the sport really come to the fruition, and both of these teams doing a brilliant job in that area.
Mitterauer hit out by a nose on the right-hand side, but Austrian Eagles with 4 balls now. They're going to release 3.
Well
Did you see how much of the court he used there? He used half of the court in his lateral dodges, and it wasn't quite enough. They tracked him so well.
Down to 2 players, the French, and tricky situation for them now. Csaba Schmid and Katrin Weber having a few words. Kremser coming into the attack as well. They look very comfortable in this situation, but one catch, as we know, can change it all.
A catch would level it at this stage. And Kremser again just using laterals to get out of the way. Fantastic stuff from the veteran. And 2-time MVP of the European Championships. I think an honour only bestowed upon Kremser. And the set goes to Austrian Eagles with the player advantage after 3 minutes. Chris.
Yeah, it's clear to see that the Austrians have used that half-time break very well. They set themselves down, and already in between the 2 sets again, Leidinger coming out, having words with them. They came out very strong, nothing too crazy, took control of the set early on, and then played it to its end, like we saw in the first half of that opening 20 minutes.
Middle ball won by Austrian Eagles, uncontested by France. Single ball release from the right-hand side. That was 30 Mitterauer, who hits out the man in the middle for France. Safe block by Mitterauer, who presses up the court, looks to hit out Dupuy and gets her on the legs.
Yeah, Dupuy usually getting back quite well, tracking back and avoiding their little touch, maybe just catching her on the arm, but brilliant stuff. The counter-attacks from the Austrians are not quite as fluid as we might have expected from the beginning. That is down to the French pressure coming back at them, but now we're seeing waiting there in mid-court. Leidinger deciding against taking that shot though, and setting up again in their normal attack.
Counter blocked by Schmidt. Kremser thought about going for the rebound catch, but then decided against it as it sailed past quite fast, really. Probably a wise move there. Just pause in play now to get rid of some sweat off the court. And we have 6 for the Austrian Eagles in the white near side, 4 for Le Blues on the far side.
I'm just watching down here at the Austrian squad. They've really gone all guns blazing here in terms of the star power. You mentioned the MVPs of championships past. The amount of European and World Champions won between these players is probably too many to count.
Yeah, there's a very experienced team on the court right now.
And a hidden, was that
2
an out?
balls thrown at Weber.
2 balls, nicely done.
That even if she had caught that second one, the first one would have counted as a hit, so she makes her way to the outbox. Nice laterals from Kremser, safe play from Leitinger.
Prudhomme again. Prudhomme again doing a great job of keeping him under wraps. That swap in between the wings, but Prudhomme, despite his best efforts, once again floating through the air, being taken out with that second ball. They're beginning to read his jumps now, I believe, the Austrians.
What he did so well, though, was to do a secondary dodge. He was down, and then he's up, quick as a shot. So props to him for that. Neubauer hit out as she dove down to the floor on her left. A high ball from Leitinger. Sends 25 to the ground. She does a successful block from Mitterauer with a cross-legged position, very unusual.
Yeah, Merlot doing great there to just stay in this court, stay in the game. And the blocking from the French side really improving as this match has gone on. But you feel like the Austrians, again, not taking anything too risky. They're only 1 person up, but still feeling relatively in command. And there's a great play by Schmidt.
Two balls come cross court. Split jump by Kremser to get away from the counter. Ball high and wide by Leitinger, just ignored by number 7. Schmidt broken block by 25. An exchange there.
Oh, it was a catch after the hit. There's still 1 person left.
Kremser celebrates, hitting out Dupuy.
Oh, time just getting the better in the end of Ainu's great effort for Ainu's.
Another tight set won at the final second by just having more players on court.
And from being in a situation where you have 5 against 4, 4 against 3, it's incredible to see how quickly it can change. And one hit, one catch, and we're down to a 2-on-1. And in those situations, you often find less experienced teams maybe panic a little bit, throw an extra ball where they don't have to. But the Austrians just holding on. They know they have the extra person. They've been in this situation so many times before. And now in the second half, they're beginning to build a lead.
France just winning the middle ball in the runoff there. Schmidt hopping to the side. Anoy's down on the ground, passes the ball off, ducks down to the side. Schmidt thinks about going back at 7, and he does, making the hit there.
What I really liked about that from Schmidt, first of all, he moved over to the right to protect his winger, to make sure there was nothing coming back at him, but then he spotted the opportunity, spotted that there was the winger with no ball, and took him out immediately. Excellent play in the neutral zone.
Another opportunity taken by Mitterauer there. It appears that they will be targeting the male players of France whenever they do not have a ball in their hands to block with.
We're seeing it again, and Stefan Leidinger this time deciding against it. Neugebauer, I think, just fishing for that one. Little touch as it went by.
If you're watching at home, let us know why you love Dodgeball, who you're here to support. And don't forget, we're going to have a vote for the MVP of this match coming up in the second half. Block almost broken, but she manages to clutch onto it there, number 18, Dupuy.
What a recovery that was as well. You don't see that too often, to see the ball bounce out of the hands and still managing to stay on court, also flirting with the sideline, Dupuy. And for people watching at home, if you have any suggestions as well for the MVP, 4 players will be given for you to choose the final winner of it.
That's it.
But, happy to see your
chat. Let us know who your favourite player on court is. 3 balls released on 12 Natalie there, but she's staying alive. And they've broken the nets at the back of court there, so ball retriever's trying to just fix that as we look to have a little bit of a pause in play.
If there's any team that could break a net with their pure power in this shooting, it is the Austrians. Although I have been impressed to see a lot of arm strength in that, and that's what we're saying. It's so nice with the sport developing and the power becoming so prevalent, to see the excellent dodging involved as well, that teams are putting a lot of effort into being able to, well, as the sport suggests, to dodge the ball.
Pump fake at the line by the 3 women of France, cross courts, neither connect as they take a jog back, and now they've got no balls with which to defend themselves, and we see Leisinger just marking that ball so they can't come up court and get that to defend with. 3 balls released at the middle, successful in reaching their targets.
Leidinger waiting to pounce as well, and pushed back eventually. That was good work by Dupuy, not backing down against Stefan Leidinger.
Austria in a strong position. Will they be able to extend their lead to a 3-set lead with about 10 minutes to go? Catch by Weber. Neugebauer back in for that one. Lots of loose balls.
Well, here we go. Oh,
no,
Dupuy just landing. Yeah. Excellent effort from Dupuy, and you can see she had her man in mind. If there was one person she was going to take in that situation, it was Leidinger. And excellent effort.
It was a good time to go for it.
There you go. There's nothing to lose in that situation.
Absolutely,
you have to say.
Absolutely. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout from the French now. We're probably going to look to maybe change up the strategies as they are chasing the game as we go into the final half of the second half. Once again, if you want to get your votes in for MVP. We're going to put out a poll shortly, but if you've got anybody in mind, let us know in the chat right now, eh?
So a good chance now for France to try and regroup. They've done an excellent job of staying in this game. It's against the reigning European and world champions, never an easy task. We did see on the Austrian women's side, they were left frustrated for not long periods of their game against Hungary earlier, so it does seem that the mid-ranked side, so to speak, in Europe are stepping up their game. And particularly on day one, there's always opportunities for big upsets. And France have got a lot of work to do if they're going to make that happen here in this game, but definitely in the running.
Referee Bruno blows his whistle to get us underway again, and France yet again win the middle ball, so they have 3 balls to start with. Their men come up the court. There's an early pre-throw that is blocked down the right-hand side, but no hit made down the middle by France. They're going to go again. Again released, and Polony going inside, trying to tuck her legs away, unable to get them out of the way. So France take a lead, but it's short-lived because a noise is hit out by Metz. A powerful strike down the middle, which seems to be his tactic when he comes on.
Yeah, same and over again. As Leidinger is taken out, that is brilliant play.
Great aggressive play by Natalie, number 12 for France. 4 balls to Austria, and they're ducked underneath by your number 7 for France.
Well, one thing we know about this French team, particularly the female players that were playing, they went to and won Vienna Calling, the tournament over there. So a lot of familiarity in recent times, and clearly has maybe broken that psychological fear or the barrier that comes with playing against a team like this, because they have played completely fearless.
France taking a lead. They have 5 players versus 3. That ball was way off target because of the great lateral movements of number 9 for France. That's Mabrouki. Prudhomme looking to counter Kremser, but she gets herself back very quickly. Kremser down the middle looking for an open target, but number 18 down and to the right. That's Angelina Dupuy.
Crucial point in this set now. There's still a long way to go, although France have the numerical advantage. We know that this Austrian team, even if 1 or 2 players have the ability and have the skill to turn it around, at the moment France have shown that when they're in these situations, though, they've been able to finish the job.
Yeah, a catch could really turn this around for either Metz or Kremser. Metz, of course, the MVP of the World Championships in Graz, Austria. Blasting one at Prudhomme. Gets one back in return. Just testing each other out.
I think Metz there, from his reaction, fancied he might have been able to catch that one if he was thinking about it.
31 seconds left on the clock. Prudhomme calling himself out for an invalid attempt. You have to, of course, get your ball within 1 metre of a target in order for it to be classed as valid.
Great honesty there.
Advantage only, looking to double running count. No, they're choosing against it. Nice clear communication with
10 seconds left. 10 seconds left, and for the French, it's about holding on.
Last second. Natalie called out for something. 2v2. 2v2.
And that's it.
I think what must have happened, it must have been like a line infringement on the front, so the hit on Metz didn't count. Maybe if you saw that in the chat, you can confirm for us. And we'll look to get our MVP poll up and running.
I'll get on that while you take the commentary.
Do you want me to do it?
I'll do it. You go for it.
Perfect. Okay, so we have 6 minutes and 37 left on the clock, and the score is now at 14-10. So there's a 2-frame deficit that France have to overcome, but there is enough time to do it. So this is a fantastic, lively game, as was promised by the Austrian coach and main man, Max Golda. Big shout out to him, and thanks for all the organisation skills you've brought to this tournament and previous ones also. Safe block by Schmidt on the right wing there. Is it going to be a power throw down the middle by Max Metz? Yes, it is, but he's hit out by an after throw from number 7, and then there's a reply from Schmidt, which dodged deftly. Polony moving herself down and to the right, making herself a small target, and the Austrian Eagles now with 5 players. Safe block by 91. Challenge down the right-hand side. Schmidt lets it run past him. Oh! A noise just throwing himself to the ground, sat down with such speed. And a power throw going for Nuremberg. Counter from Schmidt, hits out a noise. Ball back into his hands. 5v5. 2-ball attack on Schmidt. I think they hit the target. Yes, they did. Polony thinks about going for that ball, but decides against it. France up by 1, but they've closed that gap with a Leitinger throw. Is a slight delay on number 91, which managed to hit out Castagna. Sideways movement by Leitinger, but the third ball coming in from your number 1 hits him out, and that's the captain, Raphael Dupuy. One minute 15 on the clock, and a nice jump up and to the left. The captain, Raphael Dupuy, sucking up 3 balls. Couple of pump fakes. Neubauer hit out on the right-hand side. Kremser with a split jump. Ball sails through her legs.
So your MVP vote is now up for grabs, and you can start making a decision after the end of this set, perhaps.
That was a ball into the ground by Dupuy. Polony looking to catch, but it's not going to count if it ducks first. Oh my goodness, kicking her legs out to the side. That's number 18 there for France, Angelina Dupuy.
Well, I've been really impressed with this French team. They keep bouncing back when it looks like France are out of reach. They keep finding a way to come back in as Polon are taken out. And pressure here now. Kremser, big time player. Can she come up with something special?
Well, she's only got 15 seconds to do it. They're not going to give her anything, France, I don't think. An interesting change in tactics that I've noticed in these past games as they're chasing it. They're releasing 2 and sometimes 3 balls at Austria, and it's working for them. They've taken this set, and it's going to be going right down to the wire. The score now 14-12 in Austria's favour. Can France do it? Can they come back? They've got 3 minutes 30 on the clock. We're probably going to get 1, maybe 2 more frames in here, Chris.
You'll love to see it. As you said, taking the risk, because they're the side that need to take the risk here. Chasing the score, chasing the world champions, and they've done it brilliantly. Now the onus is on Austria to finish this game off, because France are on a run. They've got the momentum on their side. They'll be feeling really good about life right now.
Single ball release, Neubauer just crumpling herself down into the floor. Oh, a jump from Prudhomme is read very well by Leitinger. Hits him out mid-flight.
Mitterauer dodging well there. Oh, and a block. He's really on the hunt now, and then decides. Cooler heads prevail.
Well.
Yes.
That gazelle hop just sucking up balls from the opposition, and they've got 4 now, and they choose to release 2 on the winger, and they've managed to punish them with that ball possession that Mitterauer gained by pressing up the court, and they released on the back foot. Perhaps a less powerful throw, so Austria could take the 4 balls and press home that advantage. Now they are up by 2 players.
A full contingent for the Austrians. Oh, what a catch!
That's your number 18 there.
Dupuy.
Dupuy plays for Licorne Dodgeball Club over in France. The top team out there. And the block is broken by Prudhomme, sending Leitinger to the outbox. Now they have 2 men in the outbox to Austrian Eagles, and they are 1 player down. Oh. No, it's evens.
Oh, they get her again. Neugebauer out. Neugebauer out there, and Prudhomme 2 in a row. But that catch from Dupuy, that has turned the tide here. And it's another catch! Weber out! And France celebrating already. There's a long way to go here. Still half the set to play. But Dupuy bringing in Dupuy.
And Metz hit out.
Can you believe it, Bruce?
Leaving it all to his fiancée Polony, who is in by herself. She has 4 balls coming up the court. Oh, Oh, solid counter. There's a little bit of a push pass from Polony, and France have drawn it up level with 1 minute and 13 on the clock. It looks like we're going to have one final frame. Winner takes all. 90-second set. Max Golder told us it would be a good one, didn't he?
He sure did, Brew, and I have to say Chad Prudhomme has stepped up big time throughout this match. Ever since he came into the wing facing Stefan Leidinger, he's become a man possessed, and there you can see the confidence as he weaved through the neutral zone, dodging past that last. He only had eyes to finish that set off, and he did it with aplomb.
And he's one of our players up for selection in the MVP vote. What can you tell us about the other players that we've put forward for the votes?
Well, Katrin Weber in there as well. She has been a leading light for the Austrians so far on the female side. But you have to say, all the love at the moment coming in for the French duo of Prudhomme, who's leading this, and maybe his play in the last couple of sets has really weaved that. But we always say it's not just about how you do throughout the whole game, it's about the moments as well. And as the game goes on, these big moments become more and more important. And Chad Prudhomme has really stepped up there. Nathalie as well with some big catches, the number 12 for France. And Sebastian Mitterauer, who's stepped up, him and Max Metz, I think two of the biggest hitters in this match for Austria. But will it be enough?
First throw from France as Metz flies through the air, kicks his feet out to the side. No hit. Oh! Anoy's just bending into nothing again. That seems to be his go-to dodge.
You'll love to see it, and it's working now anyway. If it works for the rest of the set, then you can't complain. 1 minute left to play.
Prudhomme ducked under the throw of Leitinger. Now it's France with three. They're releasing from the middle, going for Weber, but she ducks underneath it. There's a counter coming in, and then the avenge shot. Does it connect? It hit the floor first. We see the indication from the referee there, nice and clearly, with 45 seconds on the clock. Calling a pause in time just to clear up the sweat there, I believe, Chris.
Yes, these fine margins. A little bounce ahead of the foot, and that keeps Mitterauer in. And here we see still a full contingent for the Austrians. This is where their experience, this is where their world and European titles over the years come into play. But they're coming up against a French side who don't care about how many titles they've won.
Safe block by Leitinger. Mitterauer going for the counter on the middle player, Anoy's, but it goes over the top of him as he ducks himself down to the ground. Single ball release, two balls released on Mitterauer. Wasn't expecting the second one, hit out on the arms, and it's Weber taking a walk
double
to the
out
as well, so they need to make a couple of hits. They made one.
Leidinger was looking for the ball and a catch, and that should do it. Unless something special happens here in the last 7 seconds. Big hit by Chad Prudhomme, and a catch to go with it.
Looking for the catches here, no, ducking to the
side.
And that's done it! Wow, and there's a court invasion, all their fans and teammates are coming on. They're going crazy, Chris.
The three-time world champions, reigning world and European champions in mixed dodgeball, have been beaten by Le Bleu. They've come from behind. They trailed the entire match, Brew, and they snatched victory right at the death. That is incredible dodgeball and a real highlight and headline of day one of this European Championship.
Fantastic stuff from two fantastic teams. We've seen some amazing power throws and some athletic dodges from both teams. We'll try and grab a player or two perhaps for an interview now, so stay tuned for that, and we'll have the results of the MVP that I'll leave Chris to give you while I go and source us an interview.
Thank you very much, Brew. Yes, indeed, Chad Prudhomme, your MVP. The number 51 for France with 56% of the vote. Nathalie, the number 12 for the French side. Pauline Nathalie in second place there with a very well-deserved 37% as well. But what about that for a result? Incredible stuff. The reigning champions of both Europe and the world, the side who reign supreme in Graz, have now been beaten on day one, and you have to say it is a well-deserved victory for Team France. Celebrating down below, Allez les Bleus ringing across the University of Limerick Arena. Now this, our penultimate game of the day on court one, has delivered well and truly. And before we hear from some of the players, we might be able to get a little bit of an overview of the stats, because as I mentioned at the start of the second half, we have playback review helping us throughout this championship. We'll have full stats on the final day, but we're testing it out a little bit over the course of these days as well. And if everything goes to plan here in just a moment, I'll be able to give you a little bit of an overview of what we can see from this game, and a very interesting game to be able to break down as well. It's been a fascinating contest really from start to finish. And there you can see an overview of some of the stats from this match and the impact that players have had in this game. It was just like you said, back at home. Two players in particular standing out for the French on the men's side. Raphael Dupuis, team captain, and Shad Prudhomme, the number 51, the man that you voted for the player of the match, both with a very, very high value performance according to what we see from playback review. Stefan Leidinger stepping up in that second half, not quite enough for Austria. Solid performance from him, and taking 8 hits, as did Mitterauer and Metz. Very consistent across the three, but Shad Prudhomme rather, 13 hits over the course of the match, and Raphael Dupuis with 15 hits. And as that match went on, we talked about the change in between the two men on the wings, and that had a big old part to play, we have to say, as well.
Right, we have a treat for you now. I'm going to hand over the headset to Castagna, who's going to be translating for our MVP, Prudhomme.
Gentlemen, come on over here. Hello, hello. How are we? Congratulations. Congratulations. Excellent win. I'll take my glasses off. I can see you quite well. Brilliant performance, guys, against the reigning world and European champions. What do you think was the big difference? How did you manage to stay in this game over the course of 40 minutes?
Excellente performance contre les champions du monde. Comment on est resté aussi calme et genre tête froide pendant ces derniers manches?
C'est juste dans l'action du truc, c'est juste rester concentré, c'est peu importe l'équipe. Moi je pars du principe que les mecs qui font du dodgeball ont fait le même sport, il n'y a pas de responsabilité.
We all do the same sports. At the end of the day, we all play it, and we just concentrate as much as we can in these moments. And he sticks by the principle. Doesn't matter who's in front of him. If he backs himself, you know, then he's going to come out on top. And that's what we did. And so we proved that it was, yes, they're the reigning champs, but we didn't let them kind of get into our heads. We didn't fear them, and especially this man here stayed absolutely killer on court. So incredible.
I want to talk about a little bit of a tactical decision during the first half. Yourself and Raphael Dupuis, you swapped wings in the first half as well, which had a major impact, particularly in the battle you had with Leitinger over there. What was the importance there to swap wings and free both of you up in a way?
Disons tactique, ça m'a fait quoi? Raf was saying he was getting beaten up a bit too much and he kept losing, so he's like, let's switch, come on, let's switch. But no,
as simple as that.
Also, they know how to play together, and one's slightly more aggressive and one's slightly less aggressive. And that kind of, because we saw that Leitinger wasn't the one really taking the counters as the other one, so we had Raf kind of, Shad, basically trying to mitigate against the other one coming in with pressure.
Fantastic performance. Two incredible games today on this court against Czechia and Austria. I hope you get a chance to rest, and we look forward to seeing you in action tomorrow. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
Congratulations once again. Well done to the Frenchmen. And we will also get a word with Stefan Leidinger, I believe. Do you want to go for it? Brew, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you. Oh, and we are joined by Stefan Leitinger of Everything Dodgeball fame and star winger.
Should I hear you in my
Because I don't. Okay.
A hotly contested match. How was that for you on court?
Yeah, honestly, it was a fantastic game. It was really fun to play. It was head to head, neck to neck, as I was expecting. And yeah, we've played a lot of those players over the years, and now at Vienna Calling and at UDO, so I know all of those players, and they are really good. They're young, they're really motivated, they're really fast, they can throw. So, and their women were spectacular. So, hats off, props to them. They played a fantastic game. They drew to Czechia. We're like, ooh, that was close, because they were coming on my podcast telling me they want to get triple gold, and then they almost lose to Czechia. And we're like, ooh, that is close, and then they beat us. So, hats off to them. It was really a fantastic game. I felt we were making minor mistakes and getting punished for them, and that's how it's supposed to be. So if you're not on the top of your game, you should be punished for that, and I feel like that's what happened. And we felt quite confident and comfortable in that game, but we never got away, and we didn't close out certain sets that we should have, and they never went away and just kept believing and played fantastic. That was a cool
What
game.
can you take away from a loss?
Yeah. So I think you take away the most from losses. So honestly, for us, this is very lucky and fortunate, because it doesn't make much of a difference for us. For the later stages, we just have to beat Czechia now, which we wanted to do anyway. So that's going to be even more important now tomorrow. But I think you learn a lot as a team, and I think a few things changed from last year's World Championships, and we're still trying to find that rhythm, finding that connection in the team. And today we made a lot of mistakes that weren't big mistakes, that weren't like drastic, but France was always there and taking advantage of them. And if we want to compete at the highest level, we have to get rid of those. And I think for that, this game was a really, really good stepping stone. And now it's our job to come back from that even stronger and show why we're world and European champions. And as I always say, it's easy to be a champion when you win, but once you lose, that's when your true character comes out, and now it's on us to prove that, and I think we're ready for that.
Fantastic. Thank you so much to Stefan Leitinger.
Thank you, group.
Oh, that made a good sound. Okay. We've got one more game, I think, coming up for you, and that will be the final game of the stream. So we will rejoin you when that is ready. Thank you very much. I've been Brew Cousins, and see you tomorrow for some dodgeball action.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our final game of the day at the first day of the European Dodgeball Championships. We're on court 1, women's cloth game between Italy and Wales, and we have a special guest joining us who knows a little bit about Wales. How would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh yes, I'm Sam Warhol from Wales, one of the coaches currently, just filling in for this last game. Going to be a good game though, going to be a very good game.
Yeah, these two teams have been really knocking in the door, it feels, in women's dodgeball over the last few years. Wales getting to finish 4th at the World Championship last year, very impressive finish, whereas Italy claiming bronze in 3 of the last 4 European Championships. So these two teams kind of swapping positions in the tables over the last few years.
Last time they met at Euros, it was in the quarterfinals, and Italy won by a set to knock Wales out. And then they met again, I believe, at the World Championship with Wales coming out on top. So, like, the two teams always seem to play each other. It's always a very good game.
And it seems both teams had a very solid start to the championship earlier on today as well. Italy beating Norway 25-5, and Wales beating the neighbours to the north, the old friends of Scotland, 23-7. So both teams showing they are the outstanding 2 in this group. So really a tussle for a top spot and the I guess higher seeding for the quarterfinals.
I think both teams are expected to get out of the group now, especially with Wales beating Scotland. So it will be. This could be effectively the fight for first here, and I don't imagine it's going to be an easy game for either team.
Yeah, and both teams still with full cohorts at the moment. This set going in quite deep, but 6-on-6 at the moment. The referees, I think, just checking something about the time.
I think there was a slight injury or something on the Italian side, so they just had to make sure that was sorted. But yeah, not long played at all.
Not long to left to play in this set, and still full 6-on-6 here. So it feels like it could come down to 1 or 2 hits at their end already, and maybe showing that maybe a little bit of a cagey nature between the two teams who know each other very, very well.
Yeah, I think Wales have the slight advantage of having better throwers across the board, whereas Italy are very good catchers and dodgers. So it's that sort of mishmash of styles clashing each other. So it comes on who's better at throwing or who's better at catching for the Italians, which is probably going to dictate. The catching is going to be a very key point of this game.
Maybe you can take us through some of the Welsh players to watch out for in this game.
So starting from the right, you've got Ellie Mans and Elisa. Elisa Storch is very much the head of women in Wales. She's the captain and does a lot of work for it. Both very good players, play together regionally as well. Next to them in the middle we've got Manon with the pink hair, who has been playing very well even today, so she's got to be a key player. And then the left wing, we've got Amy Jones on the left, who is again another very historic player, playing for, I believe this is her 16th competition for Wales, with Wales getting an early hit there on Benelli of Italy.
Yeah, and so the clock was fixed after all, so 1:15 left to play, so plenty of time for things to change in this opening set. You can see Italy maybe a little bit not quite communicating in terms of the wings and that push back, and giving control of the ball with 3 balls in Wales's hands again, who are really, slow and meticulous it seems before they release those shots. And a big hit on Georgie there. So 2-player advantage for the Welsh women.
Yeah, I don't know about Italy, but I know Wales have. This is their key game for the group stage, and they put a lot of work into this, just to make sure they can win it. And I imagine Italy probably have done the same. But a nice two-player advantage there for Wales, coming out from some nice hits, and then Ellie Mans getting a nice return hit as well.
And so pretty much playing into, as you mentioned, the thing that Italy are maybe not so comfortable with, their onus on them to get some hits in, but that was very nicely done by Talpan on the right wing, taking out the first Welsh player, making it a one-person game, and now one catch could make all the difference.
Dixon getting the return hit there onto Japan.
Oh, Campo taken out as well.
Oh, a failed leap of faith there from the Italian.
Well, that first set really did escalate very quickly towards the end, didn't it?
From 0 to everything. Like, yeah, the Wales girls will be focusing on just getting these single hits off their 3 balls and just resetting with ball pressure. Really trying to stop the tempo of the Italians going up the wings, because that's where they're strongest, and not getting drawn into that chaos of making trades because the Italians will come up on top.
And Wales doing that very well in the opening set after that slow start for both teams. So the opening 2 points going Wales' way, waiting for the opening rush here of the second set. We'll see if Italy have a quick response in mind. The third ball won by Wales and going straight into the attack before deciding to slow it down and set up together. And Storch on that far wing. A great catch.
Nice
down low.
Man's there for Wales.
Giving the Italians a taste of their own medicine in that regard.
Catching out Brocci there, I believe, for the Italians.
Benvenuti doing well there to claim that ball. So it's 4-ball possession now for the Italians. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication on where they were going to place it. Going down low, but Wales dealing with that attack quite comfortably.
The return catch out on
Benelli.
there. Number 3 for the Italians. Swapping player advantage there.
Getting the first real taste of that ability of the Italians. A loose ball, and there was that another catch in coming off the block, and Giorgi picking it up. So Italy now back up to full strength.
I don't know how Campo survived there. They lost possession of the ball, had to reclaim it, and then managed to dodge 2 balls out from the Wales squad. So very good, well done by them.
Italy coming back strong after losing the opening set. A lot for Wales to do here with 2 players. We'll see how they manage this situation. You mentioned the power they have, but can they get a catch to turn it around? Not quite.
Yeah,
it was there to be caught, though.
Yeah, it was. I think the second one was an easier target, but they've obviously already been pinged on the shoulder. So left down to Lancaster for Wales here. Very good player. So not to be underestimated, but dodges back off there.
Big old dodge, and realising in a bit of despair that she went off court in the second set.
Because they just made 2 hits, so they was going down to 3-on-1. One catch there, and it's all tied up. But no, it was meant to be very nicely completed, set tied up there by the Italians.
Precisely. And now they're on the scoreboard after 2 sets here, 2 apiece. Early doors in this group match. It's Group B of the European Dodgeball Championship in the women's division. The 2 top teams on paper, and they showed it earlier on with their victories over Norway and Scotland. And Benvenuti getting herself in trouble there. The ball flying out of her hands and being taken out for good measure afterwards by Wales.
Managed to finish it off there, but it was 2 players down for Italy, 1 down for Wales. So slight advantage on the Wales side.
So Brocchi, nicely done, a head height, but dodged in mid-air, a little bit of shake of the head to get out of the way. And it does feel like Italy still finding their rhythm when it comes to their throwing, but that was another close call, just tripping over Amy Jones, hitting the ground first. Here the referee is going to...
Discussing. Looks like they're going to call a bounce on it. Yeah, bounce called. So
from up here, looked like a bounce.
Yeah, but it honestly could have been either. It's such a harsh angle. 3 balls for Italy now. Free throw catches out, but the return hit onto Lumley. Still about 2-player advantage for Wales. 1-player advantage, sorry.
A risky play.
Bit of chaos.
Bodies flying everywhere.
Yeah, Jones does manage to try to get the last hit there, but...
And once again, the referee's just
yeah.
unpackaging everything. Storch unhappy with that decision. I think she felt that she was in.
obviously, it's very hard to tell follow up here. The refs clearly calling it. No hits from either side there. So it's still a 3-on-2 for Wales. Campo and Delpine still in for Italy. Lancaster with the...
Oh dear.
There's been
Trouble
a lot
there.
of-
Oh,
there's
that's
been a-
unfortunate. Yeah.
been a lot of
Lancaster.
lost control in the-
Yeah,
in the
she
zone.
pushed it a little bit too hard there. I think she changed her mind then, didn't have full control over the ball.
Yeah.
Ends up getting entangled and 2-on-2 with a good 70 seconds left in the set. So a lot can still change here for both sides. Campo making the call on the left-hand side.
Free
Free
throw.
throw and a good punishment from Campo. So 1 against 1 here to finish off this set, and this is what it's all about. Or
They're trying
Is
to
she
work
still
out,
in?
they're thinking because the player that made the hit onto Jones was also pre-thrown, so they're working out whether there was the hits on the player first before they released,
Indeed.
which means Jones would be not out. Jones is still in for Wales, so now a 2-on-1.
that's big.
Yeah, in Welsh favour. Very nice.
Big for
James
Wales
has
here,
got-
chance for
Jones has managed to get a couple of good free throws in there. Nice safe shot from Dixon.
and the dodge afterwards from Jones. Campo, she'll be targeting a pre-throw here and a catch if possible. Oh, went for the
that
catch.
was
Great
the hit,
shot.
Yeah. I say the Italians, they like to, if they've got a ball in hand, they will always try and drop it to make the catch because they're very good at it. So usually either trying to just throw safe, no catch, or as Jones did there, just power through them.
That's it. Clipped on the shoulder, you could hear from up here. Brilliant hit. And with that, Wales getting their noses in front again. 2 sets to 1, 4-2 on points. And this one definitely going to form. We expected this to be a close one between two of Europe's better sides, teams that have made the semi-finals of major championships in the last couple of years.
Yep. I imagine both teams will be looking for that bronze medal today. Hit from Storch onto Delpine. I think there was a bit of questioning of the catch there, but I think it was a bounce.
And Wales looking in control, their body language looking comfortable with how things is going at the moment. And good faking out of the opposition, pushing Brocci back and allowing Wales for a full attack here with 3 balls.
3 balls again for Wales. They're just trading. Pre-throw came out and a single came out, so just trade possession there. Oh,
Well
Jones
taken.
no, Lancaster there gets hit in the neutral zone. So now back to an Italian advantage here.
Laura
4 balls for them
Benvenuti.
as well.
Oh,
Free-throw gets hit.
disarmed.
3 balls there onto Tanguy.
And the catch from Campo.
Yeah, lovely.
Big momentum shifter there for Italy. They were picking their targets well, getting the catch in as well off the rebound.
It was a lovely 3 ball from Italy there.
And Georgie getting another before she gets hit at herself. And Italy, 2 hits there, down to
2
just
hits
4 men.
and 1
or 4
on the
women.
Wales. So it's a 3-on-2 now. So Wales are still in it, as we saw last set as well. Can still win from an advantage.
Down to 3 now. And Wales have that power you mentioned. On the placement, Brocci saying to her teammates, everyone calm down, let's keep some control here. Still a good minute left.
Single out from Dixon, not finding purchase. And 2 balls on the counter. Jones goes low.
Very comfortably dodged as well, Jones down low.
Free throw finding
well
purchase.
done, and the catch.
Free throw catch, lovely out from the Italian side. I think that was Dalpane again. Again, these sets are so close.
A perfect way to finish it off. And it's interesting, with the first set it went right down to the end before we had a little bit of chaos. Here we're finding since then, the last 3 sets, there's been a lot of action early on. We end up in the end game of the set quite early with a good minute and 10 seconds left, down to the last 3 or 4 players in total. It is interesting that both teams, I think, maybe letting loose a little bit more, realizing that they have to impose their style of game if they're going to win this match.
Yeah, trying to take control of the tempo. I think both teams do very much enjoy playing with 2 balls, trying to play that counter game. Some nice fakes out from the Italians, but not making any purchase on Jones on the middle. Second Jones for the Welsh squad.
No surprises there.
No, it's very common name. Yeah, no counts was made here. I believe Lumley was subbed off for Jones for the Welsh squad. I think Italians have kept it the same. Oh no, Zanon is now on.
Zanon is in. Besides that,
yeah,
the wingers as we were. Back underway.
Has gone off for the Italians.
Great catch.
Lovely catch from Tanguy.
Tanguy, who was in the previous back and forth, the volley really dominating the centre of the court and maybe asking for the Italians to take her on, which they did, and she managed to get a brilliant catch on the backtrack.
Yeah, they lovely from them. Very much a very good player.
A little bit of.
Storch out getting caught by Benvenuti there. Back to a 5-on-5. No one was out for the Welsh squad, so no one came back in.
So Italy playing a little bit on the back foot here, but as you mentioned, they don't mind it. They're happy to counter here, play with the 2 balls.
By Mans, straight across the board. I believe Tanguy.
I think that may be out. One of the assistant referees making the call. Yeah, Tanguy realising as well.
Off there, but another Italian goes off as well. So still the advantage for Wales. Zanon there, number 2 for Italy off.
I said 4-3, and again heading into the crucial part of this set with a minute left to play. We've seen things really change quickly between these 2 teams, both very, very capable of making big hits and also big catches. We mentioned the Italians' proficiency in that, but I think Wales giving as good as they get in that regard.
Definitely, yes. It's very much both teams playing very well. Bounce there on Georgie. Another ref discussion.
Taking their time, the refs, making sure they're making all the right decisions, and in the end deciding that Amy Jones is out as she leaves the ball in the neutral zone, making her way off.
3 balls for Wales, but they're going to be pressured here by the Italians to try and get possession.
A good pressure back to create space.
2 balls and they don't manage to get the ball.
A little bit of miscommunication there.
Definitely, yeah. They definitely needed to probably release one, try and pick up the last one. And now a player advantage for the Italians.
We mentioned it just a few moments ago, how quickly things can change
Only
here.
5 seconds left as well in the set, so they need a hit here. Nope. The Italians just aren't going to throw.
Georgie saying to Brocchi, calm down, no need to do anything silly, and they win that set from a woman down. They win it 3-2, and they take the lead. Italy 6-4 up.
Timeout goal by Wales here. Makes sense, they've just lost 2 in a row. 2 close sets, but still, there's going to be some talk here. Probably communication, honestly. I think that's maybe what's hindered them a bit here. Obviously going up and then Jones getting out and then releasing the 2 balls when they didn't need to is not amazing, and obviously lost them that set. So
yeah, things that I guess they will feel they can easily fix as well. Things that they know are maybe not going the right way, but it's always good to take that minute to have a chat. We can see Dan Henshaw having a word with the team down there, one of the 3 coaches for the Welsh side, and it's still very early days here. 5 sets played, just over 5 minutes left in the first half. Very little to choose between these teams, and we've seen a lot of it as well, particularly on court 1. Tight matches all around, and it's great to see in the context of the group phase of these competitions. It seems the level is evening out from top to bottom. Teams are really stepping up their game and preparing for these championships well.
Oh yeah, 100% right. I mean, there wasn't a huge amount of time between the groups getting announced and the actual championship, so it's been an intense time.
And looks like another line fault here on the Welsh side. Eagle-eyed assistant referee. And that is frustration.
Charlotte Jones there, not starting on the back line apparently.
Oh yes, one of the number of rules that were altered over the last few months at the European level.
Yeah. So starting on court is now everyone just start behind court, but now everyone starts on court. And you have to have that connection with the back line, which I believe Jones didn't. And Zanon making a lovely low catch there. 2 players up.
Great countering.
Benvenuti gets traded out for Tanguy and
Georgie out as well.
Yeah. So still a 1-player advantage for the Italians. 4 balls actually. Mans makes a nice lateral there to get out of the way.
But a great response from Wales in those situations after a big catch. What Wales did well there, I think, is to take those 2 players out and not allow Italy to kind of enjoy the fact that they're 6-4, 6-3 up.
Yeah. Okay, so trade out from Mans on Zanon maybe? No, Dalpayne, sorry. And Jones losing control of the ball, throwing it invalid. So 3-on-1 for the Italians. Captain Alicia Storch is definitely trying to have something to say about this.
Storch taking her time in the build-up here. 2 balls in hand. A pre-throw and catch maybe. No, a very early pre-throw. That was
what I want to go for there.
Yeah. A hint of an invalid, perhaps, I heard in your voice.
I thought that first one could have been under the line of invalid, but it didn't matter in the end because the second one came in and made the hit. So,
and Italy on a roll. That's 3 sets in a row for them now. From 4-2 down to 8-4 ahead. And really, those big catches we talked about earlier, making all the difference for this team. The momentum shifters midway through the sets. The third ball won by Brocci.
That's 2 subs for the Welsh side. Jones is off. But 2 lovely early hits there from the Welsh side, taking them to a 2-player advantage.
That's precisely what they need. This is a big, big set for Wales just before the 92nd set, more likely than not, before half-time. So a chance for them to start building their way back into the game.
Definitely, yeah.
And once again, discussion among the referees here. And Benvenuti appears to have been called out.
Yep. So 3-player advantage for Wales, definitely. Yeah, they were looking to take these 2 last sets, get into a at least even at the half.
And 4 balls in possession, not managing to take out Brocci, who has no chance to counter really. Or will she? Looks like she was going to force it either way, and now eventually her teammates catch up with her.
A lot of pressure out from her there. Well, Man's not backing down to it too much, keeping that distance. 2 misses out from the Wales squad.
Oh, through the legs somehow.
Just goes straight down, and Campo gets traded out there by Dixon, I believe. So that was a bit rough. Storch jumps over the ball.
Storch
nice safe
up
single.
that one. Had her eyes on her target there in Zanon Storch, but unable to find the target. But that's not really the focus here for Wales, is it? They just have to play smart now.
Yeah, they'll happily go to time here. Keep the player advantage, and then obviously go into that last set. Try and win it. But yeah, this is fine for Wales here. Still plenty of time, like 1:20 in the set. There's going to be another set either way, so
indeed,
might as well just waste some time.
It's a good test of shows the more experienced teams, the teams that are able to control a set in this situation. They may have a chance now to finish it early, but just as happy to run out the clock and play safe balls, making sure nothing crazy happens, giving away no throws. Zanon doing what she can.
Yeah, they definitely know the Italians are very good catchers, so they're giving them that respect. Again, 2 safe throws there from the middle, just to give it a possession.
And 43 seconds left on the clock now. Zanon waiting for her chance, but she's going to need a couple of big plays in these final seconds.
Couple of hits, couple of catches here needed.
Against a full cohort of Welsh women.
Safe single, yeah. Zanon going for the catch there. Slightly out, very well placed out to the side, but yeah, just couldn't make it.
You may as well
yeah,
go
exactly.
for it.
You're 1v6. You might as well try some heroics. This will be final 90 seconds. Italy with 1 set advantage, so we could go all even here on the half.
And interesting in this situation, Italy have looked the slightly better side over the course of the 20 minutes. But if it goes in 8-all at half time, that'll be a real kick in the teeth, and it will feel like the momentum is in Wales' advantage. But they've got to do something here in these 90 seconds.
The first couple of sets were very tit for tat, and then Italy getting 3 in a row definitely swayed it to them. No hits yet from either side.
Time ticking away here, almost a third of the way through this final set. And there is your first hit.
Makes hit and another hit on the side. No? Oh no, I believe Dalpan just lined there, so 2-player advantage for Wales. Yeah, really unlucky on her. But a lovely throw out from Tanguy in the middle of Wales. Halfway in the set, blocked down for Georgie, but the pressure from the Wales side has been very good to just try and nullify the Italians a bit.
Tanguy, brilliant there, just roaming around the activation line, just waiting for a chance to pounce.
And they've got such a powerful throw that they know that if they get too close, they're just going to get hit. So, but yeah, let's see if the Italians can make something here. Free throw, not finding anything. 2 blocks called there, block out from Tanguy.
Oh, there's the catch, and the hit afterwards, and there's another ball up for grabs.
Chaos. Brochi doesn't make the hit.
Was a miss. I think it's going to be okay for Wales as the buzzer goes at the end of the half. I think Brochi unhappy. The referees are going to go see exactly how many players were left.
Set to Wales there,
Just as we said?
Yeah, we did. Brochi thought they made the hit on Storch there, but it did look like here, and the rest seemed to agree that there was no hit on them. So a 5-4 advantage to Wales there, going all even into the half. Great game so far.
I think the Welsh should be very happy going into half with the draw now.
Yeah, definitely, after being 2 sets down, and the set's not been easy either. Italy definitely showed their merit. But yeah, it's still all to play for. It's basically 0-0 at this half, at this point.
It sets us up very nicely for the second half. We're going to take a short break and be back in just 2 minutes' time. It's Wales 8, Italy 8. So welcome back. It's almost time for the second half of our final game here on Court 1 on day 1 of the European Dodgeball Championships, and it's a cracker. All the games in the afternoon on Court 1 have really delivered, and this one is no different. It's Wales 8, Italy 8 in the women's cloth competition. And down below you can see that Wales still having a bit of a team talk here, whereas the Italians are ready and raring to go. What do you think is being said in that timeout?
Obviously just trying to reiterate the strengths that we did in the first half, well the Wales team did in the first half. A lot of good singles, good pressure, surviving in up court, which was good. Just emphasising, trying not to get pulled into that chaos, I think, because that's where the Italians have been benefiting. But yeah, don't change too much, because you can have that thing where it's like, okay, we've had a decent first half, and oh no, we've changed too much, and now we're worse than we were. But I think it'd be similar on the Italians, showing where they were strong with the running counters, especially the catching. It was all very good by the Italians. So yeah, everyone's going to stay.
And the timeout that Wales took midway through the half really had an impact. They lost the set immediately after that, but then the comeback started. And some momentum, you would say, definitely in their favour. Some personnel changes. They're not afraid to rotate the bench a little bit as well and throw something new. And as you said, they have a lot of different weapons on that team. A lot of versatility among the players as well, which is beginning to make a difference.
Starting especially like Alex Lancaster and Amy Jones both seeing off now, and Charlotte Jones, the member off. But all of them have shown, even in this game, how capable players there are. It's really nice to have that depth.
The second half underway. It's Wales on your near side, as you see it in the green jerseys. Italy on the far side, attacking towards us in the blue, and trying to just fish that out there. Nicely taken by Mans. Down the other end, Dixon has been removed as well. So an early hit for both sides.
Both teams just trading singles here at the moment. Trying to get those good hits there. Going low, looking for the catch, but not making it.
Oh, great dodging all around. Down low and up high. We're seeing it all in a matter of seconds.
Athleticism on both sides. 4 balls now for Italy. And Storrs takes a lovely jumping catch, bringing Dixon back in.
Extraordinary stuff, particularly when, as you said, attacking with 4 balls. They had their target in mind to be able to evade one shit and also take the other for a big catch from Storch.
Yeah, I think both teams have. It's a struggle to who to throw at, especially single balls, because both teams have shown they've got an avid amount of catches. So I know if I was going up, I'd be like, I don't know who I'm going to throw at. I just don't want to get caught. But it's good to see that both teams are still doing the aggressive throwing and not pulling the punches.
Well, Dixon in the middle of this attack now, and a throw taken by Tanguy on the right hand side, but good pressure from Mans on the left hand side, making sure there was no free shot basically on an unprotected winger.
Yeah, they don't want to be just losing players. Just like I say that, Mans gets caught on the back track. Eyes leaning forward there, so I'm in coach mode. Just shouting eyes.
The 5-on-3 advantage for Wales. And was that a disarming? Yes, it was. Benvenuti losing possession, losing her place in the court.
Nice little dodge out there by Roberts. 3 balls, 2-player advantage for Wales. Going for the catch again. I feel like might as well at this point.
Yeah, in the last 20 seconds of the set, and 3 players down. Now 4 players down, Italy, and there's the final nail in the coffin of this set. Big catch from Dixon, and the turnaround is complete from 2 sets down to 1 set up. Wales definitely riding this momentum, and even with the half-time interval, it hasn't stopped them in their tracks.
Both teams here have avid fans, so I'm sure you can probably hear it over the microphones. The Wales chants, they're going wild. And the Italians are no slouches either. with both teams fielding 5 teams for the Welsh side and 6 for the Italians. So
very well
lots of players
represented
across the board. Storch goes for a low catch there, doesn't make it. 1 for 1 though. I think it's Benvenuti out there for the Italians.
There's a bounce there, and once again going for the catch there, Mans. And backtracking a little bit like we saw in the previous set, not working out.
Yeah,
backtracking.
The Italians are really finding their purchase on these sort of like backtrack. Wales just not getting out of the way. Okay. Yeah, I think that was probably for the bounce in the middle player. So 4 on 4. 3 balls for Wales.
Oh, great pre-throw.
Lumley getting caught on her blind side there.
Go for the cross court again, Italy. Tanguy managing to evade it this time. Wales, a woman down in this situation, but a long way to go. 2 minutes left in the set. A lot of players have been removed in this opening minute.
All players on the Wales side have made a catch, I believe, this game. So, yeah, the Italians can't be slacking. Free throw not finding anything. Cross court onto Tanguy, also not finding purchase. But, yeah, the Italians going for their strengths with the running counters here. 2 balls out.
Oh, big hit.
A low dodge out from Roberts there. 3 on 3 again.
Roberts doing a great job to evade that one. Managed to set herself going down, reading both throws very, very well. And here, nothing to choose between the sides, and still a long way to go in the set. 75 seconds. This one looking likely to go down to which team can get a couple of catches, perhaps. And there was in fact a hit on Roberts, and the advantage going Italy's way again. Welsh players going side by side, and is that a catch and out?
From Tanguy.
It is, and almost an illegal player coming in there. The Storch having to drag her teammate back, say, no man, stay in position.
Yeah.
It's my turn.
Everyone's just so like, oh, lovely 2 balls there from the Wales side. Just kept. I honestly thought she blocked it down, but must have caught her in the foot. So
Brilliant turnaround once again, and now Wales with 30 seconds to hold on with their 2 players and not give a catch away to stay on court.
Another safe single here. Yep, out to the side.
Brilliant from Captain Storch, playing it safe and going off there. Well, there you go. The run continues for Wales. They go 4 points to the good. Now, what a turnaround this has been. And it wasn't so long ago we were looking at this Welsh side and wondering how they were going to get a foothold back in this game, and now they can't put a foot wrong.
Yeah, they are very much a team effort from everyone as well. Doesn't seem to be just one single player doing it. Everyone's really pulling their own weight. Italians have called a timeout here. Both teams get one each half, so might as well use it. Yeah, especially that's 4 sets now on the trot for Wales. So I think the Italians are just obviously needed to change anything. Anything you could identify for them?
Oh, well, I mean, that's the ultimate question, right? Yeah. The coach's question. I mean, if for the Italians, we know what their strengths are. We have, though, I think, seen Wales almost beat them at their own game, and I think the placement of throws from Italy has been a little bit slack. Maybe the timing on those double balls we mentioned before, how they like to play 2 balls, and sometimes they're just not in the right place. So we know they can. We know they can catch. We know they're good on the running counter, but it seems that in the set play, that's where they're falling short.
Those hits that they do need. Like there were 4v3 then. I guess if they'd have just made that one extra hit, bring it to a 4v2, definitely a much better position. But as I say, 3 balls straight to Lancaster, 1 player advantage.
And we're seeing why they're dodgeball players and not football players.
Storch actually used to be part of the Wales women's.
Oh, don't do that to me. I'm sorry, Storch. Well, you know, she caught herself on camera there with that one.
Made a nice hit, but then got a post thrown there. from, I think it was Benvenuti on the right. One player advantage now for Italy. 3 balls in their hands, let's see if they can do anything with the set plays. Again, just going low and safe, I'd call that. Or just trying to glaze them on the side.
And we were talking about how the Italian set attack is not quite firing on all cylinders. You can see in the way that the Welsh wingers are positioning themselves as well, there's a little bit of disregard for the power. They're stepping out almost to the activation line every time. They really feel comfortable that they're not going to be caught out. As Ludley getting back there and putting herself in a little bit of trouble. So Italy...
The trades there just not going the way of Wales. Man's getting out of the way. 4 balls for Wales here, but 2 players to the deficit.
We'll see if they go for the left wing, the undefended. Well, they swap the ball over. In fact, they still go down the left-hand side for the inside winger. And again, Mann's going for a super catch, unable to quite get it off. She's really confident in getting it.
Yeah, the speed coming up that wing, though, was just so impressive. Like,
it is very, very good.
And then she's suddenly on you. She had time to set herself and throw. Like, she was that quick up the wing. And still made a hit. And Jones makes the catch. The set plays for Italy, it was very sporadic. There was 2 off-time balls to the right to Jones, and the third going on this wing to Roberts, and the second ball on the right, just Jones made quite a simple catch there. But yeah, now we're back all even after what looked like Italy's game to lose. Trade out from Jones on the wing.
That'll be okay. Now you feel like the big danger is on the Italian right wing, the left as we see it. Benelli and her counters as she manages to distract Lancaster, taken out by her opposite wing. So it's down to Roberts. 1 against 2 from a Wales perspective. Still time left here. Oh, and just about held on to possession.
That could have been... She was obviously just trying to block the ball back so they didn't get possession, but in doing so almost lost it.
10 seconds left now in the set. Roberts needs something special here. She's in trouble 2 against 1. And Italy doing the smart thing, but they could be in trouble now.
No hit.
Was there a touch? No,
no
touch.
I don't think so. Zanon makes it out. Play 2 is called for the Italians. Yeah.
But the buzzer goes.
Timing it out there.
Yeah, and that was an interesting little bit of play. The Italians getting caught in mid-court, getting caught in the neutral zone there, maybe being a little bit too passive. Roberts had a chance to punish, didn't quite come off on this occasion. But the key thing for Italy is they did survive with 2, and they're back on the scoreboard. 12-10 now, with 10 minutes exactly on the clock.
4-ish sets, maybe 5, depending on how quickly they are. But most of these tend to be these sets running quite long. Yeah, if Italy win this set as well, we're back to all square, and then I don't know who I'd give the advantage to, because it's just swings in play. The Italians have pretty much won every single quick start, but I think they only made 1 hit last set. So
now, as our guest commentator, I'm going to ask you to provide us with 2 nominations for the MVP, and then the chat will make the final decision in the next few minutes. So anyone cross your mind yet? We can start with the Welsh side.
I think Tanguy has been playing pretty well for the Welsh side. Made some key catches, and just pressure as well has been very strong. I believe that's a ball retriever error for the Italians.
Yes.
So 5 balls now on the side of Wales. And I think maybe for the other player for Wales, maybe Dixon. I think Dixon's just been playing well across the board.
That's
some very
true.
key moments. And for the Italians, interesting. Again, a lot of just sort of like across the board well plays. Bounce there.
We saw a lot of good stuff early doors, I think, from Giorgi and Brocci.
Yeah, and I think in the second half, Benvenuti's really come into it.
Benvenuti and maybe Benelli as well, the opposite wing here, who running counters, wreaking havoc at times.
Definitely, yeah. It's a tough job, isn't it?
I'll give you another minute to think about it. At the end of the set, I'll start plugging them in.
We'll see how this set goes.
Exactly.
And all that, but yeah, Wales having a 2-player advantage here. 3 balls, single out from Mans. Storch getting low. Oh, line called out from, I think that's Georgie again.
The Wales responding well, having lost that last set. In control here, 6-on-3. Oh, what a headshot there on Mans. Finds herself caught out, a little bit of a stinger, but she's right back up on her feet. Gets a few high fives, all is well, thankfully.
Play 2 has been called for the Welsh side, just 2 singles out there, not final purchase.
Again, single ball coming from Italy, and single ball to the winger in possession.
It's an interesting call. Like, you're down, like, you kind of need to go aggressive. I know you want to play with the 2 balls, but if Wales are just throwing singles safe, you're not going to be making hits there. So you do need to kind of make hits with your 3 balls. And they choose to counter with 2 just because.
And now no balls remaining. And Wales in possession of 5. A chance for them to really stamp their authority on the set. And they get the left winger out, and 1 more ball thrown away for good measure. And that has been counted, I think, as an invalid,
Jones,
because the player was already well off court.
They were. Block there from Manon from the cross court. Dixon. Benvenuti running up, but not final purchase, and that's the set. Yeah. I think from the Italian side, I think I probably agree with you. Probably Benvenuti and Georgie has been definitely
very good. Then I will.
The hits
that's it.
on the wing.
I will plug them into the YouTube vote now, and I'll hand it over for you for the next few minutes while I do that to fly solo.
Solo cast here from. Try not to be too biased. So we've got about just over 6 minutes left now. Can make it for 3 sets, with Wales having a 2-set advantage. If Wales gets this last set here, you have to think it's probably done and dusted, a win for Wales. But I have seen weirder things happen. So onus is on the Italians here. Hit, trade out as well on the wing. Man's getting Dalpine out there as well. Player advantage, 4 balls for Italy. No hits. Jones making a nice lateral there in the centre. Safe single. Oh, I thought that bounced, but refs called that a hit. 3 balls again here for Wales. 2 players advantage. Cross court not finding purchase. Running counters also not being taken by the Italians. 3 balls. Single a ball there. Not trying to break the block of Storch, but not finding it. Another single ball. Cross court. Catching, I believe that just grazes Lancaster there on the leg. Oh, it looks like it hit their ankle. Amazing placement from Benvenuti from the Italians. Charging up court now. Hit onto Jones, so the Italians are now back in this set. 3-on-3. 3 balls for the Italians. 4 balls for the Italians. Safe single from Jones, not found. So play ball has been called. 2 hits, 2 pre-throws. Found. Don't know what happened here. So 2 hits for the on the Italians by Wales. They have gone off. 4 balls for the Welsh squad. Don't know why Storch was called out there, but
so we have our MVP vote up on the chat now. So make your votes by the end of this game. Oh, big hit. Look at that for a celebration. You love to see it, Jones.
Yeah, they think they've won it here, which I hazard to bet they probably have. But lovely play out there. It was the The Italians going up. Right now, Wales going up. The Italians bringing it back to a 3-on-3. Then 2-on-1, and then just a lovely 2-ball on the jumping Italian there to get the final hit. 16-10 now for the Welsh squad with just over 3 minutes. So again, 2 sets.
The crucial thing here for Wales, no matter what happens, is to drain the clock here.
Yes,
Game management is the key.
They don't care if they lose both sets. They
That's
just
it.
want it to go to time. Like, the Italians would need a 2 sets in a minute and a half, and Mans just goes low for a catch there.
He gets her catch.
That's
It's been a while coming. She's been teasing it for a while, but
they've
big
been looking
catch.
for it. Ooh,
A big exchange there in mid-court. Mans taken out, and the referees trying to piece it all together, see exactly what happened in which order.
I believe so. There was hits across the board, but for contact.
Oh, and a yellow
that's
card
a yellow
there.
card on
Brocci.
Brocci. So, yeah, it was deemed by the refs that they initiated the contact. Obviously, they were running up court. Storch goes low and just bumps into her, but like any contact is just a yellow card. So, yeah, they'll be serving that for the last 3 minutes and for the start of the next game. 7 minutes, is it?
That's it, 7 minutes for a yellow card. A major blow for Italy, for the side chasing the deficit in these final minutes of the match. As we said,
they're down to 5 players, and depending on who their next game is as well, they start with 5 as well. So
that's a bitter blow for the Italians. It's going to be something really special now if they're going to turn this one around and do it quickly as well. And for Wales, all they've got to do is keep their calm and composure, which they have shown in buckets in this second half. Basically, since that the timeout taken in the first half, that really changed the game.
Yeah, timeout, another lost set, and then since then, the Italians have only won 1 set. So that timeout really did wonders for them. So yeah, refs just recording that yellow card there. Still 2 minutes 24 of this set, and then there will be a final 90-second set after this as well. Wales, 2 players up, 3 balls in hand.
You can see in the body language of the Italians as well, they're feeling that this game is just slipping out of their hands slowly but surely. Time not on their side, and not so much they can do about it now unless something special happens basically now. But either way, they'll be looking to finish this match on a high, get a couple more sets, a couple more points on the board if they can.
Yeah, definitely. Set difference might come into it, so trying to get these last couple of points would definitely be on the Italians' minds. But then again, Wales not wanting to lose them, just in case it comes out. Ooh, backline called there.
Backline fault there, and that's frustrating. Giorgia Cordioli for Italy, brought on for these final stages of the match.
Sweat patch there out from Storch. No mop yet. I think the mop is a big fan favourite.
I think that word has been banned from Dodgeball after last year's frequency.
Yeah, it's just a fan favourite.
There you go. Oh, and the ball up for grabs here, and not to be Georgie making a valiant effort to chase after that.
Yep. Time.
The time's still on the clock. Seems to be an issue with the last player who was on court for Italy, which is Giorgia Zanon.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. Yeah, the Italians not happy about it, but yeah, you can see the frustration getting to them.
Now the score extended to 18-10. Wales have well and truly turned this game on its head. From 2 sets down to 5 up now, heading into these final stages. Well, Dragons
out from the
flying
Italians.
here.
And that ball out there from Tango going a bit high.
Taking out a few birds on the way.
A couple of spectators as well. Time has been paused, I believe.
Or did it even begin? And that is that is the question.
Wow, yeah.
It looks
Well,
like there's
essentially
a
we've got
full
133 left, but
in the match. 3 minutes left in the set. Perhaps they are just playing to the end of the set, the end of the half.
yeah, it looks like most of the other games have finished. I just believe that's England versus Sweden in the foam still playing. Over on top 6 maybe. But yeah, this will be the last cloth game to finish for the day.
Yeah, what have you made of day one? Any games in particular stand out for you that you enjoyed most?
France, Austria in the mixed, definitely. France getting that what most people would call an upset win.
Oh yeah,
I think
what a result.
Austria have looked weaker than most people expected them to do. Like, the women struggled against Hungary. They got the win, but they still struggled. Losing to France in the mix. I haven't got to see them men much, but
and I guess in that sense, you know, it is day one. They feel they can work their way into the competition. Better for those results to happen on day one. We may be talking about them on Sunday, still in the light we have over the last while. But I think, as we spoke about earlier, it seems like the overall level from the bottom upwards is rising, so it's all getting a bit tighter at the top.
Jones goes for a catch there and doesn't make it. Looks like Italy finally getting their set in. Just a little too late, it seems. Play 2 on the Welsh side. Invalid, I believe that was an invalid. Yep, invalid out. Jones drops the ball there to get a better throw, and the ball rolls across onto the Italian side, making it invalid. 4 balls now. Roberts gets
well
low.
dodged.
Again, Roberts could have been one of my MVP votes. I think they've just played a very high standard throughout the game.
It's been a great squad effort, hasn't it, from the Welsh team. Happy to rotate the bench as well, get numbers of players in to fill in different roles over the course of the 40 minutes.
Exactly, and I think the squad obviously all trust each other, so seeing that across the board is great. Nice block from Roberts. And that is full time for the game.
What a turnaround from Wales from 4 points down midway through the first half to win this one in the end. A fairly comfortable victory for two sides who are really knocking on the door for the quarterfinals and beyond, perhaps, at these European Championships. A great way for Wales to finish day one at this championship. And from a Welsh perspective, happy with how the games have gone today overall?
Yes, I think most of the games went as expected. These last two, the men's against France and the mixed against Italy, women's against Italy, apparently these were both key games for us to win, and winning both of them has really ended our day on a high. Put us great stead to get out of the groups into the quarterfinals in both genders, which is amazing for Wales.
There you go, and we have the result of our fan vote as well for MVP, and with 68% of the vote, Manon Dixon gets the nod. So congratulations to her, and congratulations to Wales for getting the victory. You can see them celebrating down on court. Thank you very much for your help with this one. Hopefully we'll see you back in the commentary booth over the coming days, but we will wrap it up for today. We go again tomorrow from 8 o'clock local time here at UL Arena in Limerick. But until then, everyone, take care and goodbye.
I'm so happy. I was trying not to be biased, but I'm like, this is